Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Or should I say, oh fuck. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Or should I say, welcome to the Sunday service with your host, Telly Savalas. Fuck's sake. Morning, all. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a good Mother's Day. Right, where do I start? Let's do a couple of quick shout outs first off. First one is to Dave Lowe. Dave is obviously my technical genius who designed all the graphics for the channel, also for the website, etc. The shout out isn't actually for him, it's for his missus, Agata. I think I pronounced that right, Dave. Apparently last week she was shouting messages at the screen while he was watching, basically telling me to tell Dave to work harder at work, to lift more and to do more. Sorry to disappoint you, Agata. I'm not actually a boss. I'm not even a supervisor. I can barely supervise myself. I am actually a cleaner. I clean canteens, toilets, etc. And that is all I am. So me telling Dave what to do is an absolute no-no. It's never going to happen. I'm sorry to disappoint you. Morning to you anyway. The second one is to Penny. I have a new viewer. I had a video through last week of Penny watching me on TV. Penny can't subscribe, but her owner has already subscribed. Penny is Chris Hukin's dog, a gorgeous looking beast, absolutely gorgeous. And he sent us a little video, posted it on the group last week, of Penny watching me prattling, basically. Looking very intently at the screen, if I may say. She looked very, very interested in what I was saying. I was quite flattered by that. If any of your other pets have taken to Tony time, just drop us a, pop a video on or a picture, because I thought that was lovely. Morning, Chris, and morning to Penny as well. So, right, a few quick comments on last week's video. I had a comment from Rick concerning that deleted comment and a couple of other bits. What he says is, I've got all my notes here. Another awesome video, Tony, mate. Cheers for that, Chris. Rick. Really don't know about the comment. Even spelt the F word differently, so it didn't flag up. I honestly think you'll be disappointed with the human centipede. I'm bleeding sure I will be. It's really not that bad. The sequel was strong. It's almost neo-noir as it's shot in black and white. Now that one is pretty horrific, but the original really isn't that bad. I've got to get through the original first before I even think about tackling any sequels to that one. I'm hyped for the remake of Arachnophobia. Me too. I just hope they don't get too silly with it and keep it as simplistic as the original. I heard it was either last week or the week before that the director has met with what they call a spider wrangler, which is what they had on the set of Kingdom of the Spiders in the 70s. And this is just basically who keeps control, somebody who keeps control of the spiders, gets them to do whatever they want to do. So apparently it looks as if they are going to be using real spiders and not CGI, which is a great relief for me and for everybody else. So I'm looking forward to that one even more now. What else we got? I watched 12 Monkeys when it came out and was left scratching my head when it finished. Didn't have a clue what the hell I'd just watched. Take care, mate. Yeah, 12 Monkeys came up because I put a post on about the series, which I didn't realise even existed. And obviously I've been asked to watch the movie first. I mean, if you didn't get it, Rick, I don't stand a bloody chance, but I will give it a go. I've got it on Blu-ray, came through the other day, so I'll be taking a look at that. Let's see. Well, Steve Mack, our Criterion guy. Tony, 12 Monkeys is a brilliant Gilliam film. The series was also good, but the film still stands above the series. Be interested to hear your thoughts. I will happily give them to you when I've watched it, Steve. He says, I've seen all but one of the Best Picture nominees, Tony. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once will take Best Picture. That's my bet. My God, you couldn't have been more right. I would have said Banshees of Inisherin. I was convinced that would win, even though I've not seen it, and I would have liked to have seen The Fabelmans win it. I mean, the Oscars, wow. I didn't watch it, but I heard about it all the following day. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once pretty much swept the board, and very few other people took anything home at all. So, I mean, well done to that film. I thought it was all right. I've only seen it once. I know Dave Lowe's seen it twice, so he's obviously quite impressed with it. I thought it was really good. Visually, it was stunning. I just couldn't get my head around this infinite amount of universes that were going on. But visually, stunning. Best picture material? I don't know. To be honest, before the contenders were announced, I wouldn't even have put it as a contender. As good as it is, I just didn't think that was the kind of movie that the Academy went for. I thought they were all for movies like Banshees, The Fabelmans, all that kind of thing. So that come as a complete surprise to me, waking up the following morning to find out that the movie had swept the board and pretty much won everything. So the nice bit about it was the guy that plays Short Round. I believe he received an Oscar from Harrison Ford. Do you know what I'm wondering? Is he going to turn up in the new movie Indiana Jones and is it the Dial of Destiny? I would love to see that. I think everybody in the world would love to see Short Round turn up in the new indie movie. But we'll see. Maybe that's some sort of a hint of what's to come. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Right, my rant of the week. Oh my God. I got this letter. There it is. Here we go. Virgin Media, our prices are increasing from the 1st of May 2023. Here we go. As you can probably imagine, with costs like energy bills rising fast, our running costs are increasing too. So to make sure we can keep giving you the quality of service you expect from us, the price of your package will go up by £21.50 a month from the 1st of May. No, it bloody well will not. They go on to tell you what your options are, which is basically they will help you with a payment plan if you need one. I won't need one, I guarantee you. And you can cancel if you want. In other words, pay it or piss off. That's basically what they're saying. But I've had a few. I put a post on last week, basically asking for people's advice. Let's see. Mark says, last year when my 12 months ended, they sent me a letter that they were putting my bill up by a whole 25 quid. So you know exactly how I feel. I rang up, said no chance. Don't mind an increase. I expect it, but not 25 quid. In the end, negotiated a new 12-month contract for just £1 more than my previous contract. Well, that's obviously what I'm going to be aiming for. Caroline says if they're anything like Sky, you have to get in touch with them when your contract runs out, like a mobile phone. If not, they will just keep putting it up. It's outrageous, isn't it? Steve McCartney. Tony, just sorted a new package with Virgin which fixed my price for 18 months. Happy with the deal. Also got standard Netflix for that period and 1 gig of broadband for £93. Get onto them and ask them about deals. I fully intend to. I could pretty much live with that. I'm paying at the moment 163 quid and that does include Netflix. So that £25 will send it up to nearly £190. Forgive my French, but fuck that. Gareth says BT has gone up too. It seems like they're all doing it. What is it with these bloody people? They reeled us all in after the pandemic. Obviously, pretty much nobody had got any money, so they did some outrageously good deals. And now that things are pinching even more, they're shoving their prices up. Not happy, and I will most definitely be getting onto them to negotiate something better, because I'm not paying £190 a month for a few films and a few programmes. It's just not going to happen. But that actually, reading that letter, and I've read it a couple of times, it just makes me really, really angry that they've actually got the balls to just tell you this is what's going to happen, and if you don't like it, sod off. So we'll see what happens with that. I'll keep you posted, but if anybody else has got any stories about Virgin or any advice they can offer me, just let me know. Drop it in the comments or send me a DM or whatever. Right, let me just scroll my notes up here. A statement. Right, okay. There was something going on in the group this week. Let me just clear this up. I have never seen the A-Team. I have never seen Airwolf. I have never seen The Equalizer or Street Hawk. I only watched Back to the Future, Rocky, and The Goonies in the last 2 years, even though those movies are well over 30 years old. And would I rather watch Killer Sofa than Rocky 2? Yeah, sometimes if the mood takes me. Sometimes you're just in the mood for just something light that's not going to tax your brain. I know Rocky 2 doesn't exactly tax your brain. But every now and then, as you know, I am in the mood for just, I won't say a crap movie because Killer Sofa is far from crap. It's one of those movies that when you watch it, you think it's going to be rubbish and it's actually a lot better than you think it's going to be. And that was the case with me. I really, really enjoyed it. And I really enjoyed Rocky 2. So yeah, that's just setting that one straight, because I think it was Gareth, Jason, and Guy that were discussing my shortcomings as far as what I've not seen goes. And there was another one cropped up this morning, Master and Commander. I have added it. This shows how sort of up to date it is. I only read this about half an hour ago. Gareth put a post on about Master and Commander, the Russell Crowe movie. And I said that was another one that I hadn't seen, and he replied with, you need to get it on your watch list, which it now is. It's one that I've always meant to watch. Whenever I've seen trailers to it, it looks amazing. So it is one that I'm going to be digging out and taking a look at, and I've already added it to my ever-growing watch list. So what else have I got here? Mark, let's see. Oh, my favourite bit of trivia from you over the last week or two is Sylvester Stallone is the only actor apparently to star in a #1 box office movie across 6 consecutive decades. I mean, even if you're not a huge fan of the man, you've got to tip your hat to him. That's one hell of an achievement. Favourite Stallone movie of mine would have to be, I'd probably say the original Rocky, actually, now that I've seen it. But if I went for something a little more recent, I would go for Tango and Cash, which I really enjoyed. I thought him and Kurt Russell had amazing chemistry. It was just a really, really good film. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It plays a lot on Saturday evenings, or it used to. I haven't seen it for quite a while, and I always used to end up watching it. So that would definitely be my second favourite. Also enjoyed Cliffhanger. And now he's got a new series out on Paramount Plus, which I intend to check out. I think it's called The Tulsa King. I mean, he looks as grizzled as hell, but he's in his 80s, but it's a mafia type thing, so I'm really looking forward to having a look at that. But the man has had the most amazing career, and if I hadn't got so many other seasons sort of on the go, film seasons, I would love to do a season of Stallone's movies right from the beginning, his very first one, and bring it bang up to date. I mean, that's maybe something I could do in the future. Let's see, Jason Kerr, Ginger Ninja, thanks for subscribing to me or following me on Letterboxd, by the way. I started putting reviews on there. It's not something I use very often, but I do intend now, every time I watch a film, to go onto Letterboxd, even if it's just a few lines, and just pop on what I thought of it. I do enjoy using it. I've not got many reviews on there, probably about a dozen if that. But it's always nice when somebody spots you on there and subscribes to you. A bit the same as when they subscribe to you on YouTube. Yeah, I was really pleased with that, Jason. So thanks for that. Dave Oliver, Savage Zombie Reviews. I caught up with your videos finally. Scream 6. I would really, really like to watch the previous Screams before I watch this one. I have seen them all before, but quite a while ago. So I would need to take in the others. I gather you thought it was sort of just okay. It wasn't brilliant. It wasn't bad. It was just all right. I have heard nothing so far but bad reviews. Well, not bad reviews, but sort of bad or indifferent. Kermode hated it, absolutely loathed it. And I've read a couple of other critics didn't like it either. But it seems to be going down well at the box office with the punters, and basically they're the ones that count. It's the people that are actually watching the movie that count, and most of those seem to enjoy it. They do reckon, as you did, that it's the most brutal Scream movie yet. Very sort of stabby. So I will have a look at it, most definitely. But before I do watch it, I will, I think, take a look at the previous instalments, because I believe there are a lot of references in Scream 6 to previous movies. So I would like to just take a look at the older ones, and just take a look at those, and then catch up with Scream 6. But the other one you put on was an Evil Dead Rise reaction, first reaction to the screenings. My God, it is getting some cracking reviews. I can't wait to see this. Whether I'm going to make it through it without turning the sound down, or sticking my fingers in my ears, or covering my eyes, I don't know. But I am definitely looking forward to it. Again, like you, I've been looking online, and the reviews are pretty much 95% positive. So it looks like we are in for a real treat with that one. I can't wait to see it. The trailer was bad enough. I believe that was R-rated. So I will take a look at the second or third trailer, just see what that looks like. But yeah, I'm well up for Evil Dead Rise. I can't wait for that one. Another movie that's going down well with the group at the moment, and pretty much with everybody, is Cocaine Bear. Everybody seems to love it. Mark says, bollocks to what Mark Commode thinks. Cocaine Bear is brilliant. Well put. Well said, mate. And Jason says, well, you think you know what's coming, don't you? But you don't. Hang on. You know I'm a big critic and don't really like films like this. Here we go. Bad acting and CGI is a big no-no for me. Any one of those and it goes off in capital letters. But this was just brilliant in capital letters. It looks like it could have been filmed in the 80s, definitely buying the Blu-ray. Oh, and the wife thought it was brilliant too. That caught me by surprise. If there was going to be anybody on the group that I thought probably wouldn't like it, or would not think as much of it as I would or you would, it was Jason. So that really caught me off guard, Jace. Another magnificent curveball from you. But everybody seems to be loving Cocaine Bear. I have got a hold of it, and I will be watching it next weekend. That is going to be absolutely my Saturday pizza and a movie night, without a doubt. And I've been trying not to say that all of this episode, and I've just done it. But yes, I will be watching Cocaine Bear next weekend. Absolutely. Yes, right. What else have I got here? Gareth. Loved those trailer VHSs that you put on. There was a post with a couple of like VHS tapes of trailers of future movies. I remember that so well. Seeing those, it was the copy of Empire, if I remember right, and it was in that particular month, or those particular months. It was in a plastic sort of plastic see-through covering with this trailer tape on it. And I just remember just getting home as quickly as possible, banging this thing on just to see what was coming out. That was the way we used to do it back then. And also, like you said, Jason, at the beginning of films and stuff like that, you very rarely got to find out, what was coming out unless you read Empire or anything like that. Obviously now, trailers drop within seconds, you can watch it. It wasn't that way back in the 70s and the 80s. This is what we look forward to, and I looked forward to those VHS trailer tapes every year. So that brought back memories. I had completely forgotten about those, so it was great to see those again. Scott, thanks very much for liking my letterbox review of The House That Dripped Blood, which I wrote a couple of weeks ago. It's just nice to know people read these reviews. I really need to get back onto the website and start publishing articles on there. I guess it doesn't have to be just reviews of movies. I could just publish articles on there, but I haven't published anything on there since, I believe, last October. It's unforgivable, because that website is, as I've said before, my baby. That is what kicked what basically kicked off all of this Retro Movie Zone stuff. It started off as I've said before, with the website, and I was advised to start a Facebook group and then a YouTube channel. Also, obviously, I went on to Instagram and also Letterboxd. But the website is where it all started, and I'm determined not to let it fall by the wayside. It's a nice looking little website. I don't know whether you've ever actually had a look at it. There's usually a link somewhere in the description. But it's a lovely little website. The graphics are superb, thanks to Mr. Dave Lowe. And I really do need to get back on there. But I diverse. What was I saying? Age is a terrible thing. Oh, Scott, that's right. Yeah, I was just saying thanks for liking my review of The House That Dripped Blood. Loved your Q&A video, by the way. The answers to those two questions, let's see. One was Irreversible, the French movie. Let's see, was that the movie? I asked whether you turned the movie halfway off. You said you came close with that one. I didn't make it past the rape scene. I've not seen it since. This was years ago. The scene in the club with the fire extinguisher was just horrifying. And I didn't think it could get any worse until the rape scene, and that was it. I thought, I can't watch any more of this. I probably would give it another go, because I'm going back probably 15-20 years since I watched it. But yeah, good answer to that one. And I think the other question was there a movie that you would not watch due to its reputation? You said Necromantic. I've heard the same things as you've heard about this movie, which is why I've not seen it either. The subject matter, if I've heard right, is pretty tasteless, to put it mildly. I'm not going to go into it. If you want to check it up, it'll be on the IMDb. It's spelled Nekro. Now that should give you an idea of the subject matter. Mantic, Necromantic. No, I'm fairly sure I would not take a look at it, but who the hell knows. Steve Mack, our Criterion guy, loving the shorter videos, mate. I think you'll find that format a lot easier to get on with. I obviously trimmed mine down a while ago. They were running to an hour, sometimes an hour and a quarter. I think I even did one for 2 hours once. And it's just the amount of, not research, but the amount of thinking you have to do in the week to keep it going. I just couldn't keep it up. And now I'm down to 30 minutes, and it is just right. To me, it's just perfect. I do occasionally run over, which I think I did either last week or the week before. But 30 minutes is about right. And with your style and what you do, individual reviews, they'll work so much better for you. They really will. I mean, my videos were getting far too rambly, far too talky. So yeah, 30 minutes is just fine for me, and I think you'll agree that the shorter videos for you will definitely work out. Two of the movies that you mentioned, All That Heaven Allows and Magnificent Obsession, definitely want to see both of those, so I will be grabbing copies of those to have a look at, and that's thanks to your reviews of those, which I found very interesting. Right, quick, let's see, 23 minutes. Oh, not doing too bad. Jason, what have Carry On Doctor, 2 copies, Carry On Camping, Carry On Spying, Carry On Cleo, Carry On Screaming, Don't Lose Your Head, Abroad, At Your Convenience have in common? You chucked them out in a clear out. You were merciless with that. I was checking the pictures out that Guy put on of the DVDs that you got rid of. I'm assuming, I'm really hoping that you've actually doubled up on copies of these, which is why you got rid of them. Because every one of those is an absolute classic. I'm just looking at them now. So I'd be very curious to know why you threw those out. Were they sort of, what do you call, not dual copies? Copies, as in, you know what I mean. Let's see. I wish I could be that organised. I really do. I've got to start being a lot more merciless with the movies that I get rid of. I was supposed to be cutting down. I'm still buying them, and the piles upstairs are getting bigger. So I really do need to trim it down and do what you do. Mysterious Island, by the way, for your Sunday afternoon matinee last week. What a classic. Ray Harryhausen, total legend. Right from Earth versus the Flying Saucers, 20 Million Miles to Earth, Jason and the Argonauts, the Sinbad movies. You just can't go wrong with the Ray Harryhausen films. So Mysterious Island is one I've not seen for a while, but I will be checking it out very, very soon again. So yeah, that was a good one. I think today you've got Call of the Wild. How topical is that? I only read that one about half an hour ago as well. I don't think I've seen that version. I've heard of it. Charlton Heston's in it, but I've not actually seen it. Is this the one from the 70s? I would imagine it would be. Just a couple of quick bits to round off. Legend on, I think it's on Sky, or is it Virgin? Legend channel, screened last night, Soldier Blue. Now, I didn't watch it. What a brave move. I haven't seen that on terrestrial TV for a long, long time. I remember when ITV first screened it, it was cut to ribbons. I'm assuming that a lot of the violence, during the last, 15-20 minutes, I would imagine a lot of that has been cut out. The actual running time, I think it ran from 9 o'clock until 10 past 11. Now, if you filter in adverts, commercials in there, it brings it down to what I think is the running time of the cut version, which is about 110 minutes. So there will be a lot of that cut out. If that was uncut, I would literally, as I said yesterday, eat my hat. And also ITV4 screened Death Wish last night, which, as far as I could tell, for the sort of 40-45 minutes that I managed to stay awake through it, it seemed completely uncut, complete with language, the violence and all that sort of thing. I know that had a tough time with the BBFC when it came out. There's a documentary called Dear Censor, and there is an interview with Michael Winner where he shares a series of letters that were exchanged between him and the chief censor at the time, who was Stephen Murphy, and it is so funny. I must actually post that documentary on the group sometime, because if you've got any interest at all in censorship or the BBFC, you will find it absolutely fascinating, as I did. But yeah, Death Wish has some major issues. Stephen Murphy had some major issues with Death Wish. But that was a cracking sort of double bill for a Saturday night. These are the kind of films that we want to see on a Saturday night. Do you know what I mean? I hope they screen a lot more like that. I finally made it to the end of Happy Valley, the TV series with Sarah Lancashire. Really, really enjoyed it, but dark stuff. I would very much like to see her in something a little lighter now. That poor woman, she was in a permanent state of distress over 3 seasons. Cracking drama, really, really well done. I thought the very last part of the last episode was a little bit sort of, oh my god, we've gone slightly over the top with this, but it was still good. Would I watch it again? Highly unlikely. I needed a break between season 1 and season 2 because it was so depressing. But really, really good. Let's see. And I watched a movie last night called The Pale Blue Eye, which I would highly recommend. It's on Netflix, stars Christian Bale and the wonderful Gillian Anderson. It concerns a series of grisly murders at the West Point Military Academy in the early 1800s. A grizzled old detective is brought out of retirement to solve the murders. The best part of it for me was Gillian Anderson. I could not take my eyes off her. She is absolutely superb. I saw her in a series called Sex Education. It took me a couple of episodes to realise it was actually her. And all I'd ever seen her in the past was The X-Files, where she obviously played Dana Scully. But she was absolutely superb in this. She's just one of those characters that you can't take your eyes off her on the screen. I thought it was superb. The movie itself was really good. It was good to watch something where I didn't come to the end of it and think, oh god, what was that all about? And what a weird ending. It wasn't. It concluded how I hoped it would. So if you get the chance to watch that, it's called The Pale Blue Eye. Christian Bale is superb in it as well. And he enlists the help of one of the cadets who is a young Edgar Allan Poe. Yes, the horror author, that Edgar Allan Poe. Really, really well worth watching. Definitely a solid 8 out of 10 for me for that one. And that's The Pale Blue Eye. You'll find that on Netflix. Right, that's pretty much it for this week. I'm coming up to all 30 minutes. Here we go. So thanks ever so much for joining me. If you've enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and also subscribe and like and share and all that sort of thing. That'd be amazing. Have a brilliant week, folks, and I'll be back next week with more of the same. Take care and have a great week. Ta-ra.